All right, there we are. And a pleasant good morning to you. Thank you for your patience and welcome to Night Moves here on the Tony's Picks YouTube channel for Wednesday, February 11th. Little late start here. We're hoping to get a guest tonight, but we're working on that. So just get a little bit of a late start this morning, but we're going to have a great show with a massive slate of NBA action. They better get all these games in here before the All-Star break comes in right now, and we would have kicked a few of these games to the curb if we didn't have a light schedule here for Wednesday. We've also got a few college basketball games to look at. I think we'll mostly feature the NBA coverage here, though, with a massive card here tonight. And the NBA action was short last night, but we did see some results there. The Lakers had a little bit of a rough time there in the late game. They were shorthanded without their stars in the game, without Doncic, without LeBron. San Antonio led 84-55, and they coasted to the win 136-108. Apologies for the pick on the Lakers there, but didn't see it coming. Maybe we did, going over the injury report last night with knowing that Luka was already out and LeBron. It was somewhat big news there with LeBron missing the game. He will no longer be eligible to make the All-NBA team with that. That's his 18th missed game of the season. That'll make him fall short of the 65 games required to win any NBA postseason awards. So Father Time's ticking on LeBron and on the Lakers. Wembanyama had 25 points in the first quarter of the game, finished with 37, and the Spurs were on fire there in the first half. Also, we saw the Suns dump the Mavericks. I think they got the number for us there on Night Moves last night. We were laying 7.5. It went up to 8, and they won by 9. Phoenix gets the win there. We also had the Clippers last night here on Night Moves in the win over, or in the cover, I should say, against the Rockets. They lost by 7. They were getting 8 on the show. They were getting 9 by tip-off, as the Clippers did lose to Houston, 102-95. Durant 26, Şengün 22. There in that one on the Tuesday game. So just like I said, 4 games on the card there on Tuesday night. Great action in college basketball, though, last night for sure, with some of the great games there, including Purdue holding off Nebraska in overtime. Purdue took a huge lead in the game. I actually came in on a live bet with Nebraska. We talked about the game on the show last night. I did have the I think we were on the Huskers here. It didn't come through, but I did jump on it again at 9-1 there when they were down nearly 20 points. They came all the way back, forced the overtime. They're actually down 7 there late and still were able to force the overtime. However, it was 80-77. Purdue gets the win. Boilermakers did it on the boards. Purdue led by as many as 22 points. That's when I came in on that 9-1. Nebraska's lost 3 of 4 after that 20-0 start. Other overtime in the Big Ten, Wisconsin and Illinois, as Wisconsin won it. A signature victory for the Badgers on the road, 92-90 in overtime. Illinois led by 12 with 8-10 left. We said every night comebacks. I've been waiting on some of these games now when we see this. When these home teams are getting behind, they're coming back. A really opportunity to cash in. You don't even need to win the game. I mean, somewhere in the game there tonight, for example, with Nebraska, that 9-1 play turned into, you could have got Purdue plus $1.25 after Nebraska took the lead there a couple of times late, or a couple of times in overtime. But still, Illinois falls there. They're 20-5, losing their second game in a row, both in overtime. How about that? Illinois played 6 guys for over 30 minutes there in the game, and one guy played 1 minute. 1 minute, basically a 6-man rotation there for Illinois, and that might have cost them there in the end. TCU over Iowa State, 62-55. The Cyclones led by 9 with 3:23 left in the first half. The loss stopped Iowa State's winning streak there. We had the under in that game as our pick here on Night Moves. How about Miami knocking off North Carolina? The Tar Heels followed their winner Purdue by laying an egg on the road against Miami, who did a little court storming there. I thought Carolina would be ready for the game, but they weren't, following the win over Duke. Miami's actually won 4 of their last 5, and they're 8-3 in the ACC. So watch out for the Canes here, getting a little something going on. Villanova beat Marquette 77-44 as Marquette led by 9 with 6 minutes left in the game, and here comes Villanova. They win their 4th in a row. They're 10-3 in the Big East, and Marquette still having a rough season on the road, 0-9 in true road games this season. Virginia over Florida State 61-58. The Seminoles led by 9 with 8:22 left in the game. Do you see the pattern here? Every night we talk about it like this there. Virginia's 21-3 now. None of their starters even scored in double figures. Everybody said Virginia was kind of a changed team, right? They're still going under like old school Virginia. Come on there. And we had a winner on Night Moves here yesterday with LSU against Arkansas. Their Night Moves winner with the Bayou Bengals. Also had a Night Moves winner there. That was it. Those were our winners. All right, let me see who's here in the chat, and we'll get going with the show a little bit here. Pitchers and catchers starting to report. And, man, what are these players doing in the off season? I mean, the whole baseball news cycle today is basically what pitchers aren't going to be ready to go for the season because they all need surgery right now. I can't really figure it out. I know that maybe they're a little bit delayed in reporting and basically saying these guys have had the surgery. We don't cover it necessarily, but man, you got some of the guys that are ready to go here in spring training, and all of a sudden you got Biebs with shoulder fatigue. The Jays are going to have to shut him down already. Reese Olson, shoulder surgery here. Lindor is going to be out 6 weeks. Tanner Houck is on the 60-day DL. Schwellenbach can't start the season. Corbin Burns. All these guys here, they just sit around and then they show up, get a physical, and they say, hey, you're not ready to go? Oh, well. Hey, the Raiders named Clint Kubiak their head coach at a press conference there on Tuesday. Kubiak says he wants Crosby to be a part of the team, but will Crosby opt for greener pastures there? But every team has a head coach right now, especially the one here in Las Vegas, as former Seattle offensive coordinator Clint Kubiak signed a 5-year contract. Now, I remember when his dad was a backup quarterback there, but all right, and thank you for joining me here on Night Moves. We get ready to go for our show here on Wednesday. Like I said, just some basketball, but hey, there is some Olympics news to talk about because guess what? The men's tournament begins tonight, and it's going to be awesome here with a couple of matches on Wednesday. The ladies will take a day off, and you got Finland taking on Slovakia. Yeah, pretty big favorite here for the Finns over Slovakia, and even a bigger favorite is Sweden, of course. But hey, they're playing the home team, Italy. So other events here, just getting ready to go here with coverage. We're watching here currently some ski jumping going on, one of my favorites here for sure, and also men's Super G with Marco Odermatt of Switzerland back in action there in the Super G. You got Nordic combined. You can look for Oftebro of Norway in that one in the gold medal final of the normal hill freestyle skiing. Watch out for Australia there in the women's moguls. Jakara Anthony, could Australia come home with gold? Women's biathlon, 15-kilometer. Dorothea Weir of Italy could bring home a medal for the home team, and luge is heavily featured today. Men's and women's doubles gold medals in action here. Germany on the men's side, Austria on the women's side look like the gold medal favorites. And in prime time tonight, it'll be on this morning certainly, but if you no spoiler alerts, but Jordan Stolz in action in the men's 1,000 speed skating competition and ice dancing tonight as well. The team from France, Baudry and Cizeron, lead there. So fun night at the Olympics. It was a great night last night as well with some of the action there at the Winter Games on the American side today. Some of the features in there today in some qualifying include snowboarding today. So really enjoying watching the Olympics in the middle of the night after I finish off signing off with you guys. But I know you're waiting for some previews here with NBA coverage, mostly. Big college card, not a lot of great games, not a lot of impactful games, but we're going to look at a handful of them, but mostly NBA, so get ready to go here right now. Hey, everyone, you can head on over to Tony'sPicks.com and check out our premium picks every day over at Tony's Picks. For me, I'll have premium picks. I got one here right now, actually. Let me bring you on over to Tony'sPicks.com, take a look at the handicap leaderboards, and see who's hot for Wednesday, who was hot on Tuesday. Hey, it's none other than me atop the leaderboards again here. Pretty good run for yours truly over the last several nights. Another 4-1 effort. And there's Justin McKelvey right there, 3-1. Get ready. Justin's going to be joining us on some of the shows here overnight. We're hoping to get him tonight, but we're just working on a few technical issues. We're going to have Justin joining us as a regular as well. Hopefully get DeAndre back here soon, but also we'll have Justin join us. Make sure I'm not all alone here with you guys. I try to do my best. We get some great handicappers here to preview the games with us. Damian Shosh, 4-2 yesterday. Chris Atkins won his only play. Little Al, 1-0 there. On the day, there's Mills also with a winner. Shane Mickle, 2-1. Brian Bittler, 2-1. Kevin Thomas in there, 2-1. And Nick Lagaretos, 3-2 for the week. Steve Duncan continues to rock on those props. He's 16-5, good for nearly 11.25 units. Nick Lagaretos up there, up over 11 units. I'm up there for the last 7 days, up nearly 7 units. Double Shooty up there, 6 units, and Stacks McKelvey up nearly 5.5 units over the last 7 days. Last 30 days, Stephen Duncan continues to lead, up 30 units over the last 30 days. Does a great job on all of his shows that he's on. Ubiquitous Stephen Duncan. Nick Lagaretos up nearly 19.25 units. Double Shooty up over 16 units. Stacks McKelvey up 11 units over the month. Joey Tron nearly 8 units of profit. I'm up there with over 5.25 units of profit over the last 30 days. So why not check me out over at Tony'sPicks.com, where I've got a premium pick right now in a sport that I've been very, very hot on right now, and that's in tennis. And I've got my WTA discount best bet. The match comes up here in just about an hour here. So for $19, pick this one up, especially considering how well, we've been doing here on the tennis. Let's take a look at some of the results here. You'll see uh, the run that I'm on here in tennis over the last time frame here. Let's see, there we go. How about 7-3 over the last 7 days over there? My college basketball has been hot too. 9-3, supposed to be my best sport. So check me out over at Tony'sPicks.com. Got a couple of tennis plays up there right now, and you see part of the winning streak I'm on there. Had yesterday Vanderbilt plus 3.5 under in Fordham and St. Joe's. Had Rhode Island and George Washington under, and tennis winner there with Michelson over Dimitrov. Just lost that soccer game. I was a little bit steamed in that one, but Bournemouth and Everton over under. Looked like it was staying under there until late. And we had some other winners. I'm pretty hot here right now over at Tony's Picks, so check me out over at Tony'sPicks.com. Click on the Premium Picks tab, and you'll find all the cappers loaded up for the action on Wednesday with their top plays. You'll see some of the packages here ready to go, including double shooties. Got a doubles pick pass, 3 games, including a soccer match tomorrow with Fulham and Manchester City in there. Also, Damien's got his 10-star SEC slam ready to go. Shane's got a wacky Wednesday basketball 3-pack. DeAndre has his best bet there for Wednesday in college basketball. Tony T's got his Mountain of Cash 3-pack for the action here on Wednesday. David Racy's got a college basketball layup. Vegas Al, hopefully you checked his show out maybe while you're waiting for mine. If you missed his show, comes on at usually midnight Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific here on the Tony's Picks YouTube channel. He's got his Wednesday best bet locked in and ready to go. All right, let's get going here. Enough of the promos here because we've got NBA action to talk about here. Hopefully give you some free plays right now. Let's say hello to some folks in the chat. Mr. Weskers is a little bit disappointed in our timing here today. Also, Red Wing says we got a problem here. Andrew K with his plays there. Good to see Andrew ready to go as well. Cal Dog here ready to go. Nebraska, that was a great comeback, man. That maybe they were just out of gas there a little bit. Women's hockey there, some of the results from Tuesday in there as well. And I think that's it in the chat there. Let's get going here with our show. There we go. I'm ready to go with you guys. All right, here we go. I'm sorry. By the way, use the promo code Tony T at checkout to save 15% off those premium pick packages. Have just a little bit of issue here. All right, old man eyes there. All right. Hey, we're going to get going here right now and talk about the hottest team in the NBA, I think, right, with the Charlotte Hornets. Man, people cashing in left and right with these Hornets on these futures bets right now. Maybe, like I said, these experts saw it coming. I wasn't so sure, but all of a sudden, hey, they did lose. They're on a 1-game losing streak. Let's be fair here with Charlotte. They did lose last time out, but no sweat. This team's been scorching hot here right now. They did lose at home to Detroit. Said on that night that their luck had probably run out just a little bit anyway, but still their hot run has made them all of a sudden a 6-point favorite here against Atlanta. Be careful what you wish for. Now having to lay points with this club anyway, and maybe that's the way it would have been anyways here, but maybe not by 6 here necessarily. Nonetheless, they've been on a roll here, having won 9 of their last 10 now and covered 4 of their last 5. Atlanta's just 2-4 straight up and 1-5 against the spread in their last 6 games. They've lost a couple in a row here to Charlotte and to Minnesota. The teams just played a couple nights ago. Remember, it was 126-119. The Hornets got the win on the road as a 1.5-point favorite. They also won back in December before things were all hunky-dory, 133-126 as a 4.5-point dog. And they also played Atlanta in Atlanta back in November and lost 113 to 110. So they've won 2 of the 3 meetings here so far this season. We know Charlotte's terrific spread team, but they're just 8-6. ATS is a favorite, still a good record. But Atlanta, 18-3 against the spread as an underdog. We got to give them some respect here, but again, they seem to be in a little bit more of a struggling situation here. Even when they won against Utah, they didn't cover at home, winning by just 2. That's an 8.5-point favorite. Atlanta's just 3-10 against the spread. Their last 13 games against the Hornets as well. Basically, for Atlanta here, those games were just last season, I believe. At least 2 of them were last season, maybe even 3. 3 of the last 5, but going back, Charlotte had the advantage against the Atlanta Hawks. Charlotte had the advantage. Atlanta's gone over in 4 of their last 5. Charlotte's gone under in 4 of their last 5. 6 of the last 9 meetings between the two teams have gone over. Charlotte at home's 8-17 to the under, but as a favorite, they're just 7 overs and 7 unders. Meanwhile, Atlanta's 18-12 to the over on the road, and they are 17-14 to the over as a dog. I think I'm going to take the Charlotte Hornets here to continue to roll right now. Look, they're a pretty good spread team overall. Talk about Atlanta. This is probably their best role as a road dog, but man, Charlotte is sure hot. I'm not too worried about losing 1 game to Detroit when they were flying high right now, and Atlanta's certainly having some inconsistency here all of a sudden since the trades, actually. So give me the Hornets here, and let me hear from you in the chat. That's how we work the show with the chat pros. Your picks we show on screen, and hey, you're on the record with me here. All right, and let's take a look at some of the action here. Cal Dog says the Hornets will make the Hawks pay. Mr. Wesker says, maybe it's getting a little bit too greedy here with this point spread with the Hornets, and that the Hawks, like I said, pretty strong underdog here. They're definitely paying me a little bit of tax now with the Hornets with this hot streak. People really starting to believe that this was, semi for real. There's still some teams here in the East that are going to be ahead of them for sure, but give them a lot of credit for what they're doing. And you guys are ready to look at the line moves maybe before you make a commitment. Thanks to Mr. Weskers and Cal Dog here in the chat tonight. Might be just the 3 of us, and Andrew K. Might be just the 3 of us here on the show tonight, so appreciate your picks in there. So we have something else some other opinions other than just mine, but I'm going to take the Hornets in this one. All right, Washington Wizards, Cleveland Cavaliers. NBA action for Wednesday. I'm looking at the line and wondering if I didn't make a typo here. Now we know it's going to be, was going to be one-sided anyways. I didn't know we're starting to get into the 20-point range here. It's just a college game, and not with 239, obviously, but the Cavaliers are cooking all of a sudden, and these East teams are starting to cook here a little bit. The ones that maybe are pretty good now. Cleveland 4-game winning streak, and that's with Mobley been sidelined here. But man, they beat Denver the other night, 119 to 117 as an underdog. Hey, we were on the Cavs in that game. That was their 4th straight win, and now they're back home. Those were 4 straight wins on the road over Portland, Clippers, Kings, and Denver. They covered. They didn't cover against the Kings, laying 13.5 as they won by only 6, but they covered the others with reasonable spreads. So we know Cleveland has been an awful favorite this year, but geez, how are you going to fault them here? 18-point favorites right now. Cleveland just 9-19 against the spread at home, 15-27 against the spread as a favorite. It makes it tough to want to plunk your money down and lay 18 points. But Washington is 10-15 against the spread on the road, 21-28 against the spread as an underdog. They're actually not in a very good role for them. They've lost and failed 2 straight at Brooklyn, at Miami. They were big underdogs in both. They were a big underdog to Brooklyn and didn't come close. That's scary. They did beat Detroit recently on the road, so they've had some life. In fact, they are 5-5 against the spread in their last 10 games. They've lost 10 straight games to Cleveland overall. Washington just 4-13 straight up in their last 17, 2-4 against the spread in the last 6. The covers were the win over Detroit, and they also beat Sacramento here recently. For Cleveland, they've won 8 of their last 11 at home, 9 of their last 10 overall. They're 6-2 against the spread in their last 8 games overall coming in. They've gone over in 4 of their last 6 games against Washington here. Look, this is 239. I have a feeling they're going to challenge this to total here for sure in this one. But man, I might lay the points here with Cleveland. Believe I got to take some play, and that's the part of the show. My play on the show here is going to be the Cleveland Cavaliers. I'm going to lay 18 points. Look, the theme of the show here is side or total with me. I'm going to give you one play. That's what you come to expect with me. Maybe you come here for my totals. A lot of people do. But I'm going to lay 18 points with Cleveland in this one. Who's with me? All right. Let's see here. All right. Oh, man, are we having a delay here? Let me know what's going on, Mr. Weskers, if we're having a technical issue. Everything looks pretty good on my end, but I never know. All right, who's playing? Hey, can we check the injury report at least here with this one? Probably should have did it for the last one too. Let me see if there was anything to report of that last one. Sorry about that, guys. Still on the Hornets. They got some issues with the suspensions, obviously. All right, yeah. For the Wizards here, Gill is questionable. Keyshawn George, questionable. Koulibaly, questionable here. D'Lo, he's still out for the Wizards, waiting for him to get in there. For the Cavs, Evan Mobley is out. Dean Wade continues to be out as well. And Jalen Tyson looks to return to the lineup after a turn to ankle. So I'm just going to lay 18 points here right now with the Cleveland Cavaliers. Okay. Let's see here. Gaming Game says he'll take 30 points. He'll take 30 points if he can get it here. This one does feel like I'm saving the total. Okay, maybe I'm gonna do something with the total later, so I'm gonna give out the side here. Got to go with one team here. I'm going with the Cavs in a blowout. All right. Let's see here. In that Atlanta and Charlotte game, Jalen Johnson was questionable for Atlanta. Risha Shea, questionable. He's been named to the Rising Stars game for the second straight year, but he's injured right now. Mogier is going to be questionable with the suspension from that fight. And Dyson Daniels questionable as well for Charlotte. Miles Bridges, possible suspension. Also Diabate, possible suspension for the game after that big fight in the last game. Okay. Bucks and Magic NBA action here for Wednesday with the Magic here favored by 10.5. Look at these East teams. I mean, look, the Bucks, yeah, they're still without their star. That they've been getting it done here a little bit. They did lose last game, but Orlando's won 3 in a row here all of a sudden with wins over Brooklyn, Utah, and Milwaukee last time out. They just played here a couple of nights ago, and it was 118-99. The Magic got the win at home here, so they're playing 2 and 3 nights. Orlando Covered in that one, laying 9.5. They're laying 10.5 here in this one against the Bucks. That loss for Milwaukee ended a 3-game winning streak. They had beaten Chicago, New Orleans, and Indy in consecutive games as underdogs. So, look, the Bucks continue to play pretty well considering they're without their star, but here they are getting 10.5 again. Nance is questionable for Milwaukee as well. Orlando looks like a clean bill of health. They're not a great favorite. Talking about the Orlando Magic, 15-22 against the spread overall. But remember, we've talked about Milwaukee all season as certainly an underachiever here. They are 22-29 ATS and 11-16 ATS on the road, but they are 15-15 ATS as an underdog. I mean, if you had to look at these two teams overall, that's about the most positive thing you could say about either team is the Bucks' ability to cover as an underdog here. So I have questions, laying 10.5 here maybe with Orlando in this one as Milwaukee continues to fight here. It feels like that's a good sign for Milwaukee, as bad as they've been. They are just 21-30 right now, straight up, and the Magic are 4 games over 500. I'm going to have to go under in this one with Milwaukee here taking on Orlando. Milwaukee's gone under in 4 of their last 6, but they are under in 7 of their last 10, and they're 8-19 to the under on the road. They're also 12-18 to the under as a dog. The game the other night went under between these two, although they were on a bit of an over streak. 4 straight overs before that last one between these two teams. Milwaukee, I'm trying to talk them up a little bit, but they're still 4-9 straight up and against the spread in their last 13, and just 1-5 against the spread in their last 6 against the Orlando Magic. Magic have won 5 of their last 7 and 4 of their last 5 at home, but they're just 7-13 against the spread in the last 20. So I'm going to go to the total here and go under with Milwaukee and Orlando. Let's see what you have in the chat. My guys, my 3 guys here, and Gaming Gang 2 is here now. So, Cal Dog, let's see. Nope, I think we're on. But Mr. Weskers likes the Bucks against the spread. Cal Dog also likes the Bucks. So, yeah, tough to lay these double digits. I just can't quite get there yet, but you can hear it in my voice. I'm kind of 50-50 on the game right now. We'll see how the betting cycle rounds out, but I'm going to take the under. All right, man. We saw the Knicks last night. They're taking on the Sixers here. And, we saw the Knicks last night in that tough game with Indiana, the overtime game, won by the Knicks there. So, I'm sorry. Let me get the right score here, of course, from the game last night. We already talked about a little bit. Won by the Pacers, of course. I forgot because we had a big overtime game in there last night between the Knicks and the Pacers. 137-134. The Knicks were 11.5-point favorites. We didn't actually cover that one in the recap. But Pacers, a signature win for them yesterday to win that game in overtime. The play there with just the foul with 0.2 seconds left there, and we go to overtime and ends up going the Pacers' way here. So, look, the Knicks are on the road. They're obviously still playing well. They're the Knicks, but they're playing another team also kind of clicking here in Philadelphia. But actually, both teams have lost 2 of 3 coming in, but still feels like a pretty important matchup. These two teams met about 3 weeks ago. It was 112-109. Knicks got the win at Philly here, and also back in early January, Philly won at New York, 130-119. They played in December. Philly won at 116-107 as a 6.5-point dog. So good one here between Knicks and Sixers here. But again, I just think that with the Knicks coming off the game to the Pacers in an overtime, and now they're going to travel here. I know it's just to uh, Philly here, but man, is the line still 1.5? You got to wonder if it's moved a little bit here. Did I miss something? Okay, yeah, it's 2 or 2.5 now, and it's got to be just based on the fact that um, the overtime game there last night. Let's see how you have it here with these two coming in. No matter how you look at it, the Knickerbockers have still been pretty hot coming in here of late with their recent play. They've won 9 of their last 11, going 9-2 against the spread in those games. Philadelphia's lost 6 of the last 8 meetings between these two teams. New York's gone under in 10 of their last 13 overall. 4 of the last 5 meetings between the two teams have gone under as well, although one of the meetings this season did go over. For Philadelphia here, they've won 6 of their last 8, including 4 of their last 5 at home. They are not 125-point favorites, by the way. They are 2.5 point. I tried to update the line and probably could take the Knicks there. There we go. But I did bump it up to 2.5 here right now on a little bit of a move here overnight, surely based on that overtime situation. Also, for the Knicks here, they are 18-11 against the spread as a favorite, but just 13-15 against the spread at home. Talking about the Philadelphia 76ers there. For the Knicks, they're 10-16 against the spread on the road, 4-5 against the spread as an underdog. But like I said, they're 9-2 in their last 11, so they're the hotter team coming in. For Philadelphia here, they are 16-13 to the over as a favorite. Man, I'd have a think that this one, the Knicks here are going to have trouble scoring, I think, right now because of the late action there last night, and also just the fact that the Sixers playing pretty well here. Let me go to the chat here first. I think I know what I'm on, but I want to see what you guys are on because it's a near pick'em game, and there's a lot of comments on this one. All right, Knicks always lose when Brunson tries to play hero ball. Cal Dog might be on the New York Knicks here. And Andrew K. Yeah, and Cat did miss some time getting his eye fixed up there, right? A little bit yesterday, but it does feel like he could be a big... Okay, here's Andrew K. on the Sixers. Mr. Westford says both teams are bad. I don't know. I mean, both teams are, over 500 for sure here. 76ers money line for Cal Dog. Mr. Westford says that even with the loss, they can bounce back on the road. All right. And Andrew K says, can Mike Brown even get them out of the first round here, especially with what's going on with all these teams in the East? 2 overtimes. Was it 2 overtimes, let's see? Yeah, it has to be with that score. And let's see here. Gaming Gang likes Embiid to have a good game here. All right, I'm going to take here in this one. Give me the Sixers. I think that will be a little bit of fatigue factor. I'm going to take the Sixers here in this one. But you heard what I said about the total, too. I really think that let's see if it's starting to move lower at all already overnight. Yeah, it opened 224.5 at some books. It's mostly 222, 222.5, but I wouldn't be surprised if this thing goes south of 220 by tomorrow. We'll see. We'll see if I'm right. All right. This is a good card here, a big card. Kind of saving the day here. Pistons on the road, taking on the Raptors. That's a lot of 2s. Right there with Detroit favored right now by 2. You know what? It's probably 1.5 here at most books now. And the total, we'll call it actually 223. So I'm going to mess up all those cute little numbers there. Let's call it 1.5 and maybe 223 here now with the Pistons on the road taking on the Raptors. Both teams have won two in a row here right now. Detroit with wins over the Knicks and the Hornets, covered them both as favorites. Toronto, meanwhile, also were laying some numbers at home to Chicago and Indiana, and they got the money in a couple of nice wins for the Raptors. They're kind of back to their home ways a little bit. They did lose to Minnesota at home, but got the money as a slight dog. There, they covered by half a point, and they beat Utah, but did not cover. This is their fifth straight home game right now for Toronto. For Detroit here, look, they're not a great cover. They're 13-11 against the spread on the road, 20-23 against the spread as a favorite. Toronto 14-9 ATS as a dog, and we talk about the Toronto at home, but usually they're laying too many. There's actually 12-16 at home, but here they're a slight dog, and they've actually taken the move here a little bit against the Pistons. We know the Pistons have been great. For some reason, they threw in that clunker against Washington, looking ahead to the Knicks, but they did stomp the Knicks, remember, at home, and I thought it was impressive to win that game against Charlotte, overcoming a little bit of adversity. But we'll see with their little bit of suspensions here with Duran. We'll see who and how the players are suspended. Duran and Stewart, both of the big guys, and they're going to probably be out of this game. And Jakob Podol may be ready to go here in Toronto. Still questionable here. Not ready for Chris Paul yet. Murray Boyles is out. Holland is out for Detroit. So we'll see. That's another factor, I believe, coming in is a little bit on the injury woes here a little bit. Okay. For Toronto here, they've won and covered 7 of their last 10 coming into this one. 4 of the last 5 meetings between these two teams have gone under. Toronto's just 2-6 against the spread in their last 8 games against the Detroit Pistons. Pistons have actually covered 5 of the last 6 games between the two overall. It's that Detroit's covered 6 of the last 8 at Toronto. So it's actually been a pretty good spot for the Pistons. Pistons are 5-1 straight up and 4-2 against the spread in their last 6 games. Pistons have gone under in 14 of their last 19 games. They're 17-25 to the under as a favorite, 9-14 to the under on the road. This total's actually moved up, but Toronto, they're kind of an under team as well. Coming in, they're 12-16 to the under at home. Both these teams really have kind of shown some tendencies to the under anyway. So Toronto 22-32 to the under, and Detroit 21-30 overall to the under, a combined 43-62 to the under. So it has been moving over. I don't know if I trust that move at all. Probably. Well, let me see what you guys have first before I decide on the side or total. I think I'm on both here pretty strong, and let's see what you got with Pistons and the Raptors here. All right, Cal Dog is on the Pistons, and Mr. Wesker says, no way am I doing the Raptors at home. And that's been that's been the feeling, right? The Raptors at home, they're usually got a great advantage, but like I said, sometimes they're still 16-12 at home and 12-16 against the spread. That means they're laying too many points. But here, remember, they are a dog. Gaming Gang, gotta like the under, Gaming Gang, don't you? All right. I'm going to go to the under here in this one. Man, I just have to go under with these two. I know the move is on the over here. It feels like that's the sharp move, actually, but I'm going to take the under here in this one. These two teams did go under in their last meeting last year, believe it or not. However, this is the first meeting between these two teams this season. These teams will be hooking up here a few times in the last couple of last 2 months of the season here. So, all right, Andrew K says, hey, maybe Raptors. He doesn't know. He's not sure here. So we'll see. Maybe Podol, though, could get into the game here. All right, let's keep it moving right now. Indiana Pacers at Brooklyn Nets. NBA action here for Wednesday. The Brooklyn Nets have won 2 straight games coming in. Break them up. Wins over Washington and Chicago. Remember what I've said about the Nets. If you can't beat some of these bad teams at home, who are you going to beat? Well, they just beat Washington and Chicago, and they have a similar weak team, if you will, in the Indiana Pacers, who are coming in off of a big double overtime win on the road at New York, and now they got to take a little jaunt over to take on Brooklyn. It does feel like maybe a little bit of a tough spot here, but you're really going to trust the Nets as a big favorite here of 5, and the total here is about 214.5. The line has dipped just a notch here, and the total's gone up just a notch. So those are some of the factors you'll have to deal with, I think, here in this one. These two teams did play back in November. Brooklyn won it at Indy, 112-103. This is only the 4th time this season that the Brooklyn Nets have been favored. They're 3-0 straight up and against the spread in those games. Indiana is 10-16 against the spread on the road. Brooklyn's 14-12 against the spread at home. So they've been able to cover some games as a favorite here. I don't know about 5 points, but in fact, one of those Brooklyn games that they were favored was the game against Washington the other night, but they were able to cover 8.5. And Indiana's just 1-5 against the spread in their last 6 games against Brooklyn, although they were favored in several of those games. Indiana's lost 4 of their last 5, and they're just 4-16 their last 20 on the road. Brooklyn's lost 15 of their last 19. I can't sing their praises too much, except that at least they beat some weak teams, and then the Pacers are that, and they're coming in tired here possibly. 6 straight meetings between these two teams have gone under, and when you think of these two teams, you probably got to think under. Indiana's 9-17 to the under on the road, 20-26 to the under as a dog. In those previous games that Brooklyn was favored, they did go under in 2 of the 3. But Brooklyn has gone over in 5 straight at home, and also Indiana's gone over in 6 of their last 9. I think I'll just feel safer here. I'm going to lay it. I'm going to go ahead and lay it with the Nets here. With Indiana, obviously had a long night last night and won the game. They're probably still celebrating right now the win. Okay, here we go. Cal Dog likes the Pacers plus the points because you can't trust the Nets. Gaming Gang here likes the over. I'm probably, like I said, I'm probably thinking under there. But, like I said, Brooklyn, these teams are trending over right now. But the series has gone under. And then long term, I mean, you got, like I said, an Indiana team 22-32 to the under. I'm going to go ahead and take the Nets in this one. All right, Chicago Bulls are taking on the Boston Celtics. NBA action here for Wednesday. Now, the big news in this game might actually be off the court here with the news that Jason Tatum has been cleared to start his rehab assignment with the G League players here. Everything's all scripted now. When you're preparing, you have to get approval and everything, but that's the case right now. Jason Tatum just weeks away from debuting, but the way Boston's going right now, to add a guy like Jason Tatum to this lineup here, probably sometime after the All-Star break, probably a few weeks into the second half of the season, I would imagine. But this could be big for Boston. They're already playing pretty well right now, and kind of knocking them down and reminding everybody who they are, because right now they're 34-19 coming in. Yes, they did lose last time out, so it was a rough one there against the Knicks, 111-89 the other night. They did get blasted. They were riding high on a big 5-game winning streak, but the Knicks took care of them and actually smacked them around on their home floor at TD. but they still won 5 of the last 6 and covered 4 of those games. Chicago's lost 5 straight and failed to cover in any of them here. 3 of them as dogs, 2 of them as favorites. Couldn't get it done. Chicago struggling here big time right now, and they're just 3-6 ATS in their last 9 games against Boston. Chicago's gone over in 5 of their last 6, but Boston has gone under in 9 straight games here right now. The move's been on the over, actually, here. Right now, the Celtics are about 13.5, and the total here is, well, it's down to 225, although the square books are still hanging out around 226 or so. Let's see what you have here in this one. But 5 straight meetings between these two teams have gone under as well. Like I said, I think this steam pretty much came in on the over, but I don't know if I'm buying it. All right, let's see what you have here, though, in this one. The Celtics might be out to knock somebody around, but Chicago is 18-12 against the spread as an underdog. That's been a decent roll for them here, but right now they're 2-8 ATS in their last 10 games overall, and that 5-game losing streak without covering here. Boston's 9-17 to the under at home, 13-25 to the under as a favorite. Let's see what you have in this one. Mr. Westers likes the Celtics laying it here. And Vooch. How about it? We got to see what Vooch is up to here against his old Bulls team there. Now, Giddey, he's still doubtful here. Looked like he was going to be back. So maybe not. Maybe not here. Going to need some more time. That's been a problem here. Trey Jones, doubtful. Jalen Smith, doubtful as well. Asenge. Let me see here. Queta, probable for the Celtics, and Hauser's probable as well. Andrew K says Celtics got to be better from their 3-point range here. Cal Dog says just too many points, even for the Celtics. Cal Dog's on the over. Gaming Gang's on Boston here. And I got to go with the under in this one. I know the move is to the over, but with these teams, I got to take the under, especially with the Celtics at home. Give me the under in this one. Gaming Gang will lay 18 with Boston. He'll lay even more. All right. Okay. All right, we're going to head out west now and get it rolling with some of the late action here anyways. 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific, but you got the Wolves. Take it on the Trailblazers. NBA action here for a Wednesday. Portland on a 3-game winning streak here right now. Here they come again, these Blazers. Wins at home over Memphis twice and Philadelphia. Give them some credit there, but they're heading on the road here to take on a Minnesota team that's coming in off of a 22-point win over Atlanta a couple of nights ago. They weren't playing very well, but they looked good in that one. We know the Wolves have been truly one of the worst favorites around, 18-26 against the spread as a favorite, 12-16 against the spread at home. Portland, 19-14 against the spread as an underdog. Portland has already covered the last meeting there against Minnesota. Minnesota won it in Portland, 118-114, but they were laying 5, and the Blazers got the money in that one. That was back at the beginning of the season here, but let's see what you've got in this one with the Trailblazers and the Wolves here tonight in Minneapolis. Minnesota comes in having won 6 of their last 9, but just 1-4 against the spread in their last 5 games overall. Portland's lost 6 of 9, going 2-5 against the spread in their last 7. But they are just 3-6 straight up in their last 9. Portland's gone over in 5 straight games. Minnesota's gone over in 5 of their last 7, and 6 of the last 8 meetings between the two teams have gone over here. Now, Minnesota is 9-19 to the under at home this season, but I think I'm going to go over in this one. Now, look, Minnesota maybe laying, I don't know. I'm going to take the over. I'm going to take the over before I get in trouble here. I want to talk myself off of the of taking the points here, possibly. Let me see what you guys have. I'm actually torn on the side, so I better just take the total here. But I'm taking an over, gang. That's my first over of the night. You know what they say? Because I'm obviously just so hugely popular in the realm of sports betting on YouTube. When Ramon's on an over, you might want to consider it. Okay, here we go. Mr. Weskers will back the Blazers here, possibly. Blazers for Cal Dog, take them while they're hot. AUD is here. Talking Pistons basketball there just a short time ago. Gaming Gang, though, he likes the over as well. Oh, man, look at that crescent moon there. That's what we need. We need a little crescent moon. And I want to say hello and good morning to Joshua David Brown there. All right. Joining us from a land down under. Thank you, Josh. JDB. All right. Give me the over in that one. Now, the action doesn't stop here on Wednesday night in the NBA. We got the Miami Heat taking on the New Orleans Pelicans. NBA action here for Wednesday night. Did see, the NBA did talk about here in preparation for the All-Star game that maybe 2 new franchises. The NBA now all of a sudden, looking to add 2 more teams here. Could it be a team here finally in Las Vegas and Seattle, the other leading candidate? And they said that would probably force the Pelicans into the Eastern Conference along with, I believe they said, the Memphis Grizzlies, I think maybe it was there. So we'll see. That's a few years away, but that was some news that came out here over the last, I think, 24 to 48 hours, ready to expand. And it looks like they'll be both teams probably out west, Seattle and Vegas. And we want to see Seattle get basketball back, obviously. They better call them the Supersonics, right? All right. Let's go here with the Heat. What are they going to call the Vegas team? Heat and Pelicans in this one. The Pelicans come in with a couple of wins in a row, and they look pretty good in those games. They beat Minnesota and they beat Sacramento, but that's okay. Just had to beat them. Miami coming in off of a loss at home to Utah. Utah stunned them there the other night, 115 to 111. Still, Miami's in this role, 17-10 against the spread on the road. New Orleans 16-11 against the spread at home. New Orleans is favored right now. Make sure they're still favored here. Oh boy, the sharp books are down to 1. No, Circa's down to a pick'em here, so could be the action is moving to Miami here just a little bit. I was going to throw out that the Pelicans are 6-1 against the spread as a favorite, but this one's getting a little close. It's getting a little tight. I think if you look at a consensus line, they are favored here. The one thing about when you're favored by just a point or two is you don't need very many points. You don't need very many points to win. So anyway, maybe it's a good spot here for the Pelicans against the Heat. Let me know what you think in the chat. We'll cover it here just a little bit. Pelicans are just 3-7 to the under in their last 10 games overall and under in 6 of their last 8. Miami's gone under in 4 of their last 5, and 11 of the last 15 meetings between these two teams have gone under. Miami's won 4 straight meetings against the Pelicans, covering the last 3, including a game back on January 26th when Miami won it 125 to 106 at home in their first meeting of the season, covering 7.5. Take a look at the injury report here for this one between Miami and New Orleans. Shows Normie Powell is out of this game. Andrew Riggins is questionable. Pele Larson's out. Tyler Hero is out for Pelicans here. Micah Peavy's questionable, but that's really it. Good, clean injury report here for the New Orleans Pelicans. Let's see how you have this one with the Pels taking on the Heat. Miami's won 10 of the last 11 meetings between these two teams and covered 9 of those 11 games. But Pelicans showing life here. They've covered 6 of their last 9 overall, despite going 7-13 straight up in their last 20. Let's see what you have here. That's a pretty big dominance for one team over another, but let me go to the chat first because I might be ready to go against that trend, even though I'm Mr. Trends. Here we go. All right. Let's see. Robot Glock is here joining us. Mr. Weskers will never back the Pelicans right now. And Robot Glock says Vegas is not going to be a great place for an NBA franchise here. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, they really do like sports here, I've learned. I mean, they were really hesitant to come here first because they have the Vegas Summer League, and they love basketball here in this town, no doubt about it. I don't think it's going to be a problem. I mean, they've already adopted. Obviously, the Golden Knights are very successful. They've got the Raiders here, obviously, right now, and they've got the Athletics coming to Las Vegas. In fact, the Athletics started selling their tickets for home games here. I won't say home games, but they'll play a series of games in Las Vegas this year in preparation for their move here in next season. And let's see, Zion and Bam in a points parlay for Gaming Gang. And he couldn't even beat Utah last time. They might be. Robot Glock has the Heat in the Tankathon right now. Yeah, it's kind of they're actually in the playoffs here right now, are the Heat. So I think that'd probably be more interest for them. I think they are the team on the playoff bubble right now. I think they are the team that is in here currently. I want to say they are. We'll start focusing more on the standings there in the weeks to, the playoff standings there anyway. In the weeks to come, it's New Orleans. Well, they're not. They're of course, battling in the lottery, but Atlanta owns their pick. So, okay, I'm going to take New Orleans out. I'm going to take New Orleans after all that. Give me the Pelicans in this one. Hey, we're doing it good. We're moving along, singing a song here. Clippers and Rockets NBA action for Wednesday. For the Clippers here on the road, taking on the Rockets. A big underdog here at 8.5 total. A 209.5. They can't make these Clippers totals low enough, it seems, these days. And you know what? We're on them usually. Now, we just saw these teams obviously play here last night. So they're playing back-to-back games here in Houston right now. Last night it was 102 to 95. We had the Clippers here on the show last night. They did get the money in that one. These totals on these Clippers games, I got to tell you, I mean, they're not even the under team out of these two teams, but they've gone over a little bit a few more times on the road than what we've seen with their home totals. But Houston 7-17 to the under, and under in 8 of their last 10, 20-27 to the under as a favorite. Now the Clippers are 15-12 to the over as a dog, and 16-13 to the over on the road. I'm only getting into the total right away because I'm probably going to play the total with the back-to-back games here between the two teams. For the Rockets here right now, they do come in to this game, having won 10 of their last 14, but are just 1-5 against the spread in their last 6 games. They beat Oklahoma City, and well, like I said, they did handle their business last night against the Clippers here, but still, Houston just 8-16 against the spread at home, 19-28 against the spread as a favorite. The Clippers are 15-12 against the spread as an underdog. Clippers have lost 6 of the last 8 meetings between the two teams, but covered 4 of the last 5, if you know what I mean. Maybe they'd be getting enough points. The Clippers have won 12 of their last 17 and 8 of their last 11 on the road here. So, I don't know. Clippers got the money last night, and they lost. You'd think that they're going to come at it with a hard effort here. Rockets have gone under in 16 of their last 20. 5 of the last 6 meetings between the two teams have gone over. Last night's game, however, did go under. I'm going to go under in this one with the Clippers and the Rockets. I've got an under here. I think the dynamics for a back-to-back game, given the fact that the Rockets, won the game and did not cover in a low-scoring game, I think it goes even lower tonight. That's how I'm looking at this one with the Rockets and the Clippers. Let's see what you have in the chat in this one. Clippers to cover for Cal Dog. And Cal Dog likes the over here in this one. Here's Gaming Gang on the under. And Mr. Weskers, he's on Houston. He doesn't like Kawhi. Mr. Weskers does not like my Clippers. He doesn't like my favorite player. All right. I think that'll do it for that one. I'm going to take the under. I'm coming right back with the under in this one between the Clippers and the Rockets. Still no Garland out there for the Clippers right now, and we'll see about his return here. But other than that, I think everybody's good to go. Sacramento Kings, Utah Jazz. NBA action here for Wednesday. The Kings are back to a big losing streak here right now. It's not getting any better. They just lost to New Orleans the other night, 120-94 on the road. They had covered a couple of games at home, went out to play New Orleans on the road. Now they're heading back here to the West, playing Utah, hopscotching around here. Sacramento just 9-18 against the spread on the road, 19-30 against the spread as a dog. Utah, meanwhile, they're having some controversy because everyone talking about the tankathon with Utah, but they're kind of clear. I mean, these are the two. Sacramento is the team, of course, that has the first pick here right now. They've lost 13 games in a row coming in, so they're winning the tankathon here by 2.5 games over Indiana right now, but nonetheless, Utah, a lot of people saying they're just trying to improve their draft standing somewhat anyway, because this is going to be a pretty good draft class coming in for sure. All these guys are going to strike gold in the first 5 or 6 picks, it feels like. But Jazz will be favored here still. They're 15-12 against the spread at home, 4-2 against the spread. As a favorite, these two teams met back in November. Utah got the win at home, 128-119 here, as a 2.5-point favorite in this one. Now, for the Kings here, Monk is out. Sabonis, he is out for sure of this game. Westbrook, he's going to be out. Zach LaVine is out. It already is the Kings. This has been talked about a lot. Hunter also out. So the Kings basically going to be a lot of guys that we're not familiar with in this game. So it looks like a high spread, but the Jazz might be able to, and these guys might be trying to out lose each other in this game here. So maybe the total's the way to go in this one. do they play no defense or is it no offense because these teams are so sketchy here? What is this lineup even going to look like here for the Kings? I got to look at this and check this out. Okay, so you're going to have, let's see here, DeRozan, Prince Achua in there, Renaud in there, Nick Clifford. I don't even know who's going to play the point in this game with this lineup, right? You got to think Utah's going to smash these guys. I got Utah here to smash, but I know the better play is going to be on the under, you guys. I'm going to probably save that and do something with it. Give me Utah to crush here in this one. You got to figure Collier for a pretty big game, Jackson for a strong game here. See what the deal is with Markkanen, but I think he is probable in this game. Keontae George is out, and Mr. Wesker's favorite, Kevin Love, looks like he's going to play. But more or less, I'm still more interested in Markkanen and Bailey, and they should crush these guys. Sacramento, how can this total be 233 in this game? I know if you look at the total here, especially with Utah, they're 19-11 to the over at home. So got to give them a little bit of credit for that maybe they'll score a lot, but they still have gone under in 4 of their last 6. Sacramento just 4-9 against the spread in those 13 straight losses. They have covered 6 of the last 9 against Utah, but Utah comes in having covered 5 straight games right now, despite the fact that they've lost 12 of their last 15, and they're actually 0-5 against the spread in their last 5 games at home. But I'm taking Utah in this one. I probably like the under much better, but give me the Utah Jazz as my pick here on the show. And let's see here what you got in this one. The tanker versus tanker game, the gaming gang. Gotta like the under, don't you, gaming gang? Cal Dog, it would be closer, but Sacramento, these are massive injuries for Sacramento. They're not even going to have a very deep team at all in this game. They're going to have to do some maneuvering here, and we'll see some guys we're not used to, I think, in the game here. Cal Dogs on the under. Yeah, they are. It's becoming like so noticeable. I mean, you'd think that they might even get fined by the league the way they're benching their stars. And even the coach says, I had no plans of putting these guys back in the game. Andrew K, though, is going to take the Kings, and Robot Glock says the same thing, though. How can they be favored because they keep sitting the starters in the second half? Like I said, though, I just think that in this game it feels like the Kings are mailing it in. Maybe that's, how many times we've seen it, right? You get the guys who never get a chance to play, and they go in there and play their game of their careers. But, and these two teams, I mean, I would think, especially with Utah, I mean, they go over in a lot of home games for sure, but I'm not feeling it here. In fact, let me update the line to reflect the current. It's moving under here already at 231.5. So maybe that should have been my play here, because I have a feeling that this one's going to be sub 230 by tomorrow, maybe by tomorrow morning, if you know what I mean. All right. Yeah, Robot Glock. Yeah, and then again, I mean, the Utah could fall behind. Right now, Sacramento has the worst record at 12-43. Indiana 14-40, and they've got a protected pick in there. So does Washington. They're 14-38. New Orleans is 15-40, but Atlanta owns their pick. Brooklyn's 15-37, and then Utah, they're 17-37. They've also got a protected pick in there. Dallas, which has lost 8 in a row, are 19-34. Memphis 20-32. Milwaukee 21-30. Those are the bottom 9. All right. Yeah, right. You got those guaranteed picks in there. All right, let's keep it moving, though, here right now with our games for Wednesday night. You got the Thunder on the road taking on the Suns. Well, now we're looking up. Thunder on the road here, a pretty big favorite considering the Suns have been, so impressive, really. But still, the Suns they're coming in off of a win, but have lost 2 of 3. Same could be said, though, for Oklahoma City. Phoenix did beat Dallas last night, 120 to 111. So you got to take note there. They're on the back-to-back. Oklahoma City, meanwhile, remember, beat the Lakers 119 to 110 with that big fourth quarter effort there the other night. But Phoenix 18-9 against the spread at home, 17-10 against the spread as an underdog here. So they're really kind of in their best role here right now in this game. And you have SGA, he's still out. AJ Mitchell, he is out here for a while. I believe he mentioned earlier Ricochet in the Future Stars game. He's actually taking AJ Mitchell's place in the game. So I don't think Mitchell's going to be playing anytime here in the next couple of weeks. For Phoenix here, Cole Anthony is doubtful. Livers is out. Grayson Allen is out in this one, but still getting the points with Phoenix. Best spread record 35-19 this season for Phoenix. Phoenix won the meeting last time these two teams met at home here. 108-105 is a 10.5 point dog. They got the win. Back in December, Oklahoma City did win and cover at home. They were favored by 15.5. However, in November meeting, Phoenix actually covered in a 123-119 win. So Phoenix is 2-1. 1-2 straight up, 2-1 ATS against the Thunder this season. And man, I know the Sharps are going to be on the Thunder here, and man, I don't know if I can do it. But let's see what you have here in this one with Oklahoma City and Phoenix. I'm not sure I can get myself off of the Phoenix side here. Let's see what else we got here. Mr. Wesker is going to like the Suns here. Cal Dogs on the Suns. And Robot Glock says, hey, anytime. He's talking about the Utah game in there. Gaming Gangs on the under here. I want to say hello and welcome to Shane Sheldon in the chat. He's from Arizona. He says, stay away from the Suns. Please, Shane, it's great to have you here in the chat. So honored to have you here in the chat pros, but the Phoenix Suns are the absolute best team for making money in the NBA this season. If you bet on them every game this season, you'd be up over 14 units. That is one of the best numbers in the NBA. They're one of the best home underdogs in the NBA as well. So hopefully you'll be around with us, Shane. These are the type of nuggets that I give out. And man, I understand there's frustration with this franchise, and the ownership has been a mess here for years. But this team has been a moneymaker this year. There's no doubt. If you're taking the Phoenix Suns, you've got cash in your pocket. All right. Let's see here. Utah, Robot talking about Utah still trying to tank it out there a little bit because of the fact that, let's see here what it's saying there. All right. Let me just, I'm picking not to go against Shane here, but I was on Phoenix for sure. This is a role that I love to take him on. But I will give you this. There's no doubt that the Sharps are going to be on the Thunder tomorrow without SGA, laying, discounted points on the road. My job is to know who the Sharps are on, and I believe the Sharps will be on the Thunder. I'm usually a guy that, chases what the Sharps are doing. That's my reputation, but not this time. I'm taking the Phoenix Suns. Hey, we've got the Grizzlies taking on the Nuggets here. NBA action for Wednesday. Two teams slumping here right now. The Nuggets, they are slumping here. They lost their last game out. They've been losing here a few games for sure. They lost to Cleveland, 119-117 at home the other night. They did beat Chicago before that, but it is a slump here. Denver's lost 4 of their last 5. They're just 2-6 ATS at home in their last 8 games. overall. However, Memphis has lost 9 of their last 11. They've lost 3 straight, including 2 to Portland and 1 to the Warriors. Although they did cover their last 2 games in losses, and they're 4-1 against the spread in their last 5. However, they are just 1-6 ATS in their last 7 games against the Nuggets. Memphis has gone over here in 6 of their last 7. Denver's gone over in 6 of their last 7. This series has gone over in 5 of their last 7. But, man, the eye test to me has this game too high at 237. I think I'm going to actually be on the under in this game. Now, Denver is 24-10 to the over as a favorite, and they are a favorite here for sure. Memphis is 11-15 to the under on the road. Oh man, Denver has been one of the strongest over teams out there. I'm going with the eye test here in this one. I've got the under between Memphis and Denver here tonight. I am bucking these trends big time here. Like I said, this series, they played back in November. It was 125-115. The Nuggets got the win at Memphis. Laid 6.5. They got the cover. It went well over the 235.5 in that one. But I'm going under here, just saying a little bit too high in this situation with these two teams. All right, let's see here. Cal Dogs, that might be on the under here with me, I think. And where is Ja? We'll be forever loving Ja when he's all retired and everything. Nobody wants Ja. Nobody likes Ja. Here, note the time change here, gang. We've put it in the right order here, I believe, in this one. As this one has been moved here to 9:10 Eastern and 6:10 Pacific. So Memphis and Denver, or I guess it's in the same order, but it's got moved up a game. Okay, for Memphis, you got Clayton is doubtful, Coward is doubtful, Aldama, he's out of this game as well. For the Nuggets here, Murray probable, Jokic probable. Spencer Jones is questionable. Peyton Watson's still out right now, and no sign of return for Aaron Gordon. So let me take the under here in this one, going against the trends here for sure with these guys. And finally here tonight, it's going to be the Red Hot Spurs on the road, taking on the Warriors here. Spurs coming in here. Coming in here off of the win there last night. Obviously, they beat up on those Lakers 136-108. They made it look easy. I don't know if they'll be tired. I don't know if they'll be tired. Greg Gibson would say they were tired. But right now, the Spurs, not only are they winning every game, they're covering every game here right now as part of this hot streak. They've won and covered 5 straight coming in, although they are just 3-10 against the Warriors in the last 13 meetings. In fact, Golden State won a pair of meetings so far this season in San Antonio. Won both as an underdog, as a slight underdog. They're basically winning 2 games in 3 nights against the Spurs, so got to give the Warriors credit for that. Warriors are just 1-4 against the spread in their last 5 games overall. Warriors have gone over in 6 of their last 7 at home. San Antonio's gone over in 4 of their last 5. So Golden State just 1-6 against the spread last 7 home games against the San Antonio Spurs here. Despite the fact the Spurs have just won 3 of the last 10. Man, it seems like the road teams always win in this series. I'm going to go over in this one. I don't know what to think about the line here actually just yet. I like the over here in this one for sure. I've got this one well over 218 tonight. Now, Golden State is 5-10 to the under as an underdog, but they are 16-11 to the over at home. The Spurs are definitely an under team as a road favorite. 12-17 to the under on the road, 15-22 to the over, to the under, I'm sorry, as a favorite here, but I've got it over. I've got it well over. I'm bucking the trends tonight. We'll see who's right. History or Ramon? Let's go to the chat here on our final game of the day. Spurs in a cakewalk. What is a cakewalk actually, right? Remember doing the cakewalk in elementary school? Anybody? And Gaming Gang thinks the Spurs can win it all. You know what? They probably can. They've obviously got the Thunder's number a little bit. Will Curry ever return to the lineup? Says Mr. Wester's here. We know he's not going to play until after the All-Star break right now, so that's a given. We know that's for sure. Will Richard, he is questionable. Melton's questionable. Cryer is out. KP's still out. Spurs have Castle questionable and Waters questionable. Crazy Kerr, is supposed to be the ever innovative mind. Cal Dog's on the over here with me. And is KP playing? Nope. If so, Spurs. All right. Give me the over here in this one, and the NBA coverage is over. What a day of NBA, huh? Hey, I've got 5 games lined up in college 6 games lined up in college basketball. Pretty busy card. But again, nothing really impactful there with the conference championships. There are some kind of bubblish games in the SEC here. Let's go take a look at the college action here for a Wednesday, and we'll start it off here with the Florida Gators on the road here, taking on the Georgia Bulldogs. SEC action here for Wednesday. Get into a little bit more major conference coverage here. A couple of SEC games we'll look at today with Florida on the road here. 14th ranked Gators are 17-6. The unranked Bulldogs are 17-6. Now Florida has won their last 3 games over South Carolina, Alabama, and A&M, covering them all. Meanwhile, for Georgia here, they come in with a win over LSU last time out. Before that, though, they were on a 3-game losing streak, losing to Texas and Tennessee, and Texas A&M. You got a little bit of, I'll just get to some, let me cover this game here. We got a little breaking news here overnight. So these two teams did meet back in January. Florida won at 92-77 at home, covering 9.5. Florida is 7-1 against the spread on the road right now. They've been hot covering. They've covered 8 of their last 10 actually coming into this one. Georgia, meanwhile, 7-9 against the spread at home. Georgia is 10-6 to the over at home, although just 3-7 to the under in their last 10 games. Coming into this one, the Gators have won 13 of the last 14 meetings between these two teams. Gators have also not only won 8 of their last 9, but also covered 8 of their last 9 coming in. Georgia's covered 4 of their last 6 and gone 14-6 in their last 20. I mean, these two teams have the same record, but Florida maybe a little bit tougher schedule along the way. 5 of the last 6 meetings between these two teams have gone over here. Let's see what you got in this one with Florida and Georgia. How about it here on a Wednesday? Florida, look at this line. It's actually, I think it's gone up here considerably. Let me update this line. Hello. Oh, man, 9.5 now? Oh, no, I don't know if I could do that. Let me take a look at the injury report here. 9.5 now. It's gone up to. I typed these way earlier tonight when I was watching the late basketball games. They're 9.5 here now. All of a sudden, that's getting a little bit sketchy for me. Let's see what you got here in this one with Florida taking on Georgia here. Wilkinson is out of this game for the Bulldogs here, but I don't know if that's going to be, that is a major deal, obviously. He's obviously, the best player on the team, but that's probably why that line has gone up, I'm sure. He is out. He is out for sure. So the Georgia's top player basically out of this game. We go to the chat here in this one. Okay, here we go. Gators for Andrew here. Cal Dogs on the under. Dimitri's here. Hello to Dimitri. He says Georgia covers. And let's see here. Andrew K. No, not yet, but there was some news on that tonight. Okay, Dimitri says take Georgia. Dimitri says everybody's going to be on the Gators. Yeah, I mean, I kind of want to take him here as well, but not at 9.5. Not at 9.5. I don't know if I can do it here actually at 9.5 in this one. So I'm going to take the under here with Florida and Georgia. Give me the under in this one. 9.5's a lot. I probably should be on Georgia, but like I said, missing their top player here. All right. Hey, a little bit of breaking news here overnight. Tottenham is parting ways with Thomas Frank after that 2-1 loss to Newcastle, and with Tottenham here in 16th place in the Premier League right now. They're going to replace Thomas Frank here. He came over from Brentford, but right now it's been a real weak time here for Tottenham right now. A little bit of a slide here at this point. So Tottenham fires Thomas Frank as manager here this morning. All right, next up here, Alabama taking on Ole Miss in college basketball action here for a Wednesday. For Alabama, they come in here at 16-7, winners of 2 in a row right now over Texas A&M and Auburn. They are 5-3 against the spread on the road. They haven't been a great cover, but Ole Miss comes in here in a pretty prolonged slump right now, and maybe this one will set up a little bit for Bama here with Ole Miss. Really struggling here on a losing streak. They're also just 8-15 against the spread overall, 3-10 against the spread at home. They've lost 5 straight. They're 7-13 ATS in their last 20 overall. Alabama's actually covered 7 of the last 8 meetings between the two teams here. Alabama has gone just 3-6 in their last 9 overall, but won 13 of their last 18. Alabama has gone under in 4 of their last 6 games. Ole Miss has gone under in 4 of their last 6, but the two teams are combined 26-20 to the over, and Alabama is 6-2. to the over on the road. However, 7 of the last 10 meetings between the two teams have gone under. I got to take Alabama to roll here, actually, over Ole Miss right now, with Ole Miss in a slump here. They've played some tough teams, no doubt about it. They've been underdogs in all these games: Auburn, Kentucky, Vandy, Tennessee, and Texas. But I believe have just uh, one cover to show for that streak here right now. And I'm going to have to take Alabama here on the road and lay 7 points against Ole Miss. It's payback time, says Cal Dog. Okay, they have not yet met this season, but Ole Miss did win the last matchup between the two on Alabama's home floor, 74-64 as a 12-point dog. Ole Miss actually got the money in that one, obviously, with the upset there on the road. Okay. Let's see here. Dimitri said no one many liked Purdue yesterday. All right. Give me Bama. Let's go to the next one here. Got to go off the board here for one. Let's go to probably – look, I was trying to see if we could find some kind of impactful games for the league championships. This is all we've come up with. Still a important game, though, here nonetheless on Wednesday. We did find one game on the extra board here that we could look at with Queens College here at home, taking on Austin Peay in the A-Sun. This one features the first place and third place teams here. Austin Peay is 11-1, but they're on the road. Queens is 9-3. Austin Peay with their great combination of Parker and Collins here. Queens a much more balanced team, but still Peay just one loss in conference play. They're 17-6 overall. Queens is 14-11. They have won 2 straight as the Royals over Jacksonville and North Florida. Queens is 7-2 against the spread at home. Meanwhile, Austin Peay 12-9 against the spread overall, but just 4-5 ATS as an underdog. Queens has gone over in 7 of 10 games at home this season, although they are 3-7 to the under in their last 10 games overall coming in. But this is the best game on the extra board here with Austin Peay and Queens. Peay has won 6 straight, gone 4-2 ATS in those games, won 4 of their last 5 on the road, and gone over in 4 of their last 5. For Queens, they've not won 9 of their last 12, 10-1 straight up in their last 11 games at home here in this one. Queens has won, let's see here. I want to take a look at which games they lost to in conference play. They lost 3 consecutive games there to West Georgia, Central Arkansas, and Bellarmine here before winning those last 2 games. So, look, Peay looks like they are, obviously the better team here this season. And not only that, Queens, look, they've made a splash since coming in here, but man, with Parker and Collins for Peay, let me go to the chat. Did you guys look at this one at all? Maybe it was a little too tough for me here to get on this game. Maybe I should have avoided it here, but I'll probably just end up going over in this one. Let's see what you got. Queens is out of their slump, but Peay is playing better. Yeah, Cal Dog's on Austin Peay here. I'm going to go over in this one. Give me the over with Queens and Austin Peay. All right, a couple more here tonight. Let's take a look at South Florida taking on Wichita State. College basketball action here for a Wednesday with South Florida favorite on the road here, 1.5 and 159 here in this one. All right, let's take a look with these two here. Like I said, looking for, interesting games that kind of affect the top of the standings in each of these conferences here right now. And I think we got a decent one to look at here with South Florida taking on Wichita State here in this one for South Florida. They come in here 16-8. Wichita is 15-9. Both teams coming in here off of back-to-back wins right now. The standings in the American show: South Florida 8-3, tied for first place with Tulsa. Tulsa hosts UAB. They should take care of business against them. They're favored by 10.5. For Wichita State, meanwhile, they're 7-4, one game back. Temple is 7-3. Between them in third place, we've got basically a real tight battle in the American right now. For the Shockers here, they are 9-5 against the spread at home, 10-5 against the spread as a favorite. South Florida is 3-1 to the over as a dog, 7-3 to the over on the road. But Wichita is 5-10 to the under as a favorite, 5-9 to the under at home. These two teams met back on January 18th, and Wichita won it 86-85 on the road as a 7.5-point dog. Wichita has actually won and covered the last three meetings between these two teams. Let's hear from you in the chat in this one, a good one here in the American. The American is going to be a great battle here. I'm going to take the over in this one. Give me the over with South Florida and Wichita here in this one. Cal Dog's going with the over. Mr. Weskers is on South Florida. Robot Clock says it is a revenge game for South Florida after that game back in January. Cal Dog likes South Florida on the money line. The Troy Trojans are on the road taking on the Texas State Bobcats here. More mid-major action here on Wednesday. Texas State comes in here winners of 4 straight and covers over Marshall, ODU, Georgia Southern, and Western Michigan. Texas State is 8-4 against the spread at home, but just 4-7 against the spread here as an underdog. For Troy, they are 9-3 against the spread on the road. 8-4 to the over on the road are the Troy Trojans here. Texas State, meanwhile, 7-5 to the over as a dog, but 5-7 to the under at home. So another important game here in this one between Troy and Texas State. We'll go to the chat and see what we have here from the chat pros in this one. You know, Troy's won 12 of their last 15 coming in and won 5 of their last 6 on the road. They're also 10-3-1 ATS in their last 14 games overall. Texas State has won and covered 4 of their last 5, coming in 7 straight meetings between these two teams have gone over. Like I said, Troy's gone under in 4 of 5. Texas State's gone over in 4 of 5, but it seems to me like this one's more likely to go over here right now, and I think I might be on the over. Let's see what you guys have here in this one. Significant game here, certainly, right now, given the current standings. Let's take a look and see what you guys have in this one between Troy and Texas State here on a Wednesday. Okay, let's see here. Robot Glock says Texas State wins the first half, says a dog, then loses against the spread in the second half. That's a way to pin it down right there, Robot Glock. Thank you. Cal Dog says take Troy here and maybe take it down to 4. Look, Troy's 9-3 right now in first place in the Sun Belt. Texas State is 7-6 coming in, but every team's kind of alive here still. Right now, it's really Troy and App State ahead. Right now, Marshall and South Alabama hanging in there. But I'm going to go with the over in this one. Give me another over here in college basketball on Wednesday night. Hey, thanks for joining me here. 2 hours of sports betting talk on the Tony's Picks YouTube channel. We got a couple more basketball games here. Missouri taking on Texas A&M for a little more SEC play here for Missouri. They're coming in 16-7, winners of 2 straight. Missouri beat Mississippi State and South Carolina here. Texas A&M, meanwhile, comes in losers of 2 straight with back-to-back losses to Alabama and Florida. Of course, they were underdogs in those games. Texas A&M's actually covered 8 of their last 10 overall. They're 7-5 against the spread as favorites. Missouri's 9-14 ATS overall, 3-5 as a road underdog against the spread. For Missouri here, they are 2-6 to the under as a road dog. Texas A&M, though, meanwhile, 10-5 to the over at home and 7-5 to the over as a favorite. What's going to happen here when Missouri takes on Texas A&M here in this one? Like I said, I think Texas A&M much better cover team right now, and obviously the better team as well. You take a look here currently in the SEC standings currently. Yeah, Missouri 6-4, Texas A&M 7-3. Texas A&M just 1 game out of first behind Florida, half a game behind Arkansas and Kentucky. I think A&M rides the momentum here a little bit and blows out Missouri. I've got A&M to crush here by double digits. Give me A&M here. Probably should be a premium. It's a premium on Night Moves. Let's see what you have here in the chat. And Mr. Westcott actually going to take Missouri here, and that might be it from the chat pros. And so I've got one more. We're going to go to the Mountain West and take a look here at Grand Canyon at home. What a season it's been here in their debut in the Mountain West. I imagine once they kick out all these other Mountain West teams here, they'll be a formidable team here in the future. Grand Canyon right now, 1.5 point favorite here over the Lobos, but Lobos have lost 2 straight. They even lost a game at home, and the Lobos, they lost back-to-back games at home to Utah State and Boise. Now, look, those were tough games, but they were still favored in those games, needed to win and did not. Looking at the current standings here in the Mountain West, Grand Canyon is at 8-4 right now. New Mexico's at 9-4. Utah State and San Diego State are both 12-2, but this is going to be a good game here in this one tonight. New Mexico does come in 4-2. ATS is a dog. Grand Canyon just 6-8. ATS as a favorite, but usually these games they're favored by a lot at home. Here they're not against this decent New Mexico team. New Mexico is 7-2 to the over on the road, 5-1 to the over as a dog here in this one. These two teams met back on January 13th, and it was 87-64. New Mexico clobbered them at the pit as Grand Canyon experienced it for the first time in a conference game. So it might be a little different here, though, in Phoenix. Obviously, a closely rated game. Let's see what you've got here in the chat in our final game of the card here that we're looking at tonight. Thank you, everybody, for joining me here on Night Moves. And let's see if you have a pick here in this one. Grand Canyon's won 5 straight games at home. They're 10-4 in their last 14 overall. But New Mexico's won 14 of their last 18. But they are just 1-4. ATS in their last 5. New Mexico's gone over in 7 of their last 9 and over in 4 of their last 5 on the road here. Let's see what you got. And Mr. Weskers is on New Mexico. Robot Glock likes Grand Canyon here. Good morning to Old Gaffer joining us. And I think that might be it from the chat in this one. I'm going to take another over here. Usually everybody's making fun of me for just taking unders here, but we don't have Greg here to do that anymore. So give me the over here in this one, and I'll take, over as my play here on Wednesday night. 3 overs, huh? All right, that's going to do it. Hey, I want to watch this downhill skiing here right now. This men's Super G, man, they're flying down the hill. So Going to get back to the Olympics here, but I want to spend some time with you guys going over the card here for Wednesday, February 11th. Remember to head on over to Tony'sPicks.com and check out our premium picks over at Tony's Picks. Click on the All Cappers tab. That's where you'll find the handicapper of your choice. Click on their handicapper profile page, and that's how you get signed up. Check out some of my numbers here for the year so far. We're off to a pretty good start. They're up over 5 1/3 units. Some of these records here up ahead in college basketball, NBA, tennis. Hey, I'm coming home with winners, so why not join me over at Tony'sPicks.com. Check out all the handicappers over at Tony's Picks here and to get signed up. That's going to do it here for Night Moves. Make sure you use the promo code TonyT at checkout. Save 15% off all premium pick packages. Thanks, everybody in the chat. We got through it. Really appreciate it. Back tomorrow with more. No! Oh, a crash in the Super G. Oh, they were showing a replay. Oh, geez. They got me because I was doing my show. All right. Hey, thanks a lot, everybody. Be back tomorrow with more Night Moves. And for the Tony's Picks YouTube channel, the 50,000 subscriber juggernaut, I'm Ramon Scott. So long from Night Moves.